Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Self-Ruled podcast. I am your host, Hannah Holden, and I truly hope that you're having a wonderful day wherever you are. I'm actually in California at the moment, and I am recording this from my rental car. So I really hope that the sound quality is okay because I'm here to share what I think is an important message around creating success in your life that feels better than it looks. How would you define success? What does a successful life look like for you? I think this is a question that I wish maybe someone would have asked me many years ago. But now that I'm aware of how crucial it is for us to define success on our own terms, this is something that I ask myself or I ask my clients all the time. So often, I believe that we chase things in life that we don't even want. We chase them because we've been raised to believe that it's what we should want. We chase them because it's what other people have. We chase them because we just don't know any better. We don't know any different. We don't know what we actually want. A lot of times, we're chasing things, trying to catch a certain feeling, chasing feelings from goals. So we might think that, okay, if I achieve this, I'm going to feel how I've always wanted to feel. I'm going to feel how I always wanted to feel about myself. But a lot of times we chase these feelings, and because we don't have clarity on the feelings that we really want and the goals that align with those, we're chasing feelings. But when we get the thing we were going after, it doesn't even bring us the feeling we'd hoped for. A lot of times we're after something deeper. We're not just after maybe feelings of excitement or pleasure. A lot of times we're after those deeper feelings, maybe feelings of wholeness or connection. So I want to talk a little bit today about how to really get in touch with yourself and create success that feels better than it looks. So often we're so consumed by the external world. How does it look to other people? And we don't ask ourselves, how does it feel to me? How does my life feel to me? So, sharing just a little bit about my journey, I think the way that this showed up for me was that I used to be someone who wanted to change the world in some way. And I wanted to have a positive impact. I wanted to do something that was meaningful, but it was a big idea, but I had no idea how to do that. And I always think of the Rumi quote, at first I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Then I was wise, so I changed myself. And that quote is the epitome of my life journey because there was a time when I was consumed with wanting to do something to impact other people, wanting to have a positive impact, but I didn't know how because I really didn't know who I was on a deeper level. But once I started looking at myself and going within and building that relationship with myself, then I changed myself. And the irony there is that when we change ourselves, that is when we have the biggest impact on people around us. So, my advice here would be to consider change yourself, not the world, and really think about what is it in you that you want to change? What is it that you're being called to change about yourself or learn about yourself? Because the more you get in tune with yourself, the more you're going to change and become a person who doesn't just chase success on the outside, but really has cultivated success on the inside. The next thing I wanted to talk about is to prove nothing. So often I think maybe it's our ego or whatever, where we feel like we need to prove something to other people, prove something to ourselves, maybe prove that we're good enough, prove that we're worthy, that we're okay in some way, prove that we're special, prove that we're unique. And when we are in that energy of trying to prove something, we are never going to feel like we have success. We're always going to feel like there's that next level that we have to reach, that next level of attainment. We're never going to be satisfied. So instead of trying to prove something to yourself or to other people. It's more about tuning into yourself and allowing what you actually feel, working with the emotions you're feeling. We can't paint over those. If you feel like you don't have enough or you're not good enough in some way, no amount of external success, attainment, status in life is going to heal that feeling. So, like I said, a lot of times we're taking action, chasing a certain feeling, and then when we get where we thought we wanted to be and we don't feel that feeling, we feel empty inside. I think about there's an author, Danielle Laporte, and she wrote a book called it's called The Desired, oh, I'm gonna butcher the name, Desire Life Experience or the Life Desire Map Experience, something like that. Sorry, I'm not getting that exactly right. But she spoke about how people are chasing feelings, and a lot of times they're setting goals for something, thinking that if they achieve that goal, it's going to make them feel that way. She talks about a woman who really wants this feeling of connection in her life. So she decides, okay, I'm going to buy this big, beautiful home, thinking all her friends and family are going to come visit her and she's going to feel so connected and feel that family around her. Well, when she finally achieves the goal, she buys the big home. She's sitting in this empty house by herself because no one comes to visit her. And then she realizes that she had the wrong goal. So she sells the home and she travels and she goes to see all the people that she loves. So a lot of times we're not really being mindful of what we really need. What is it that we're really hoping to feel? And then creating goals from that mindful place to ensure that we're going to be experiencing the feelings that we want to feel. And the thing about this is that we have to choose goals that are going to give us an outcome that allow us to feel what we want to feel. But we also want to cultivate those feelings now before we have what it is we think we need to feel that way. So I remember when I had listened to that book, it was powerful to me because it really helped me identify what my core desired feelings were. That's what she calls it, core desired feelings. And mine are feeling alive, free, creative, connected. Those were the four that I always come back to. And when we can identify those core desired feelings, then we begin to embody them or we begin to make decisions that allow us to feel that way more often. And so those are the feelings of success. Those are the feelings that I know when I feel those that I am feeling successful. I am successful. So I highly recommend checking that out or just reflecting on what are the feelings that you really want in your life. And are the goals that you've set for yourself actually the path to those feelings, or is it something else? The next thing I would say about creating a life that feels good more than how it looks is to focus on meaningful contribution, not so much other people's markers of your contribution. It's more about how do you feel about the contribution you're making? And then what impact is that having on other people? And you can do this from anywhere. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. It doesn't matter what you do for a living. You can have a meaningful contribution on people around you by being who you are, by having the courage to be who you truly are every day, by showing up, by not masking your true self, by being kind to others, shining your light. All of those things are going to help you feel successful, which is far more important than looking successful. And this is very similar to the next one I'm going to talk about, which is to embody success, not possess success. A lot of times I think we are out to possess success, and so we are chasing it, wanting to hold it, wanting to possess it. And then when we have it, afraid of losing it, afraid of not being able to maintain it, and then we aren't even enjoying it. Whereas if you are able to more so cultivate the feelings of success, like those core desired feelings that I spoke about, you are going to be embodying your success, which means that nobody can take that away from you. Your success isn't given by other people, it's embodied from within. And that way, if life circumstances change, maybe there's an economic downturn, something shifts, you're not so dependent on other people to reflect your success back to you because you are able to generate that success from within based on how you feel about yourself. And the last one, last but not least, is growth over everything. Because again, possessions, they come and go. There are moments in our lives where we feel very successful, we feel on top of the world, we get a big check, or we get a promotion, or we buy a car, whatever your markers of external success could be. A lot of times that feeling doesn't last. We have that accomplishment. Maybe it's tied to material possessions. We get something. I think about how often, I've gone and bought something that I really wanted. Maybe let's say I wanted a purse and I went and bought the purse, but then, it's a beautiful purse and maybe I really love it, but maybe after a week or two, it just doesn't do anything for me the way it did when I first bought it. So the feeling doesn't last. So that's why growth over everything, because when you're investing in your growth, when you're putting energy into yourself, aware of your life experience, cultivating moments of growth because you're learning your lessons, you're becoming more resilient, you're changing your mindsets, you're overcoming previous limiting beliefs and patterns that held you back. All of that type of growth and the growth that you are going through internally with yourself, that is going to be far more valuable to you than more of that temporary success that comes from the external world. Um, to me, that internal growth is more important, more valuable, more beautiful, and more meaningful than any external markers of success or any success that other people could reflect back to you because it's on your terms. And of course, all of this connects back to the theme of this podcast of being self-ruled. It's about your success on your terms, but from within, about how it feels to you, not how it looks to other people. So that's really what I wanted to say this week, was just to think about how would you define success in your life? What are the feelings of success? Taking from Danielle Laporte, what are those core desired feelings you want to have in your life? And what do you believe would be the path to having more of those feelings in your life? Because if you're able to cultivate those feelings and make decisions in alignment with what it is you want to feel, you're going to feel successful from the inside out. All right, that's what I have. Thank you. See you next time.